So this is one of those videos that I feel like you don't even know where to start. And so if you're watching, you're probably one of two people. You're either family and friends, or you're a mom, just like me. You're up late at night and you're searching the internet and you're trying to find answers and you're looking for anyone who's had anything similar to what you're going through. The story kind of starts with Vinxent, that he was always small. They started noticing that on the ultrasounds in my third trimester. He was small and they could never figure out why. We even went so far as to run a fetal MRI. All of everything that came back good and looked normal, and I was kind of told by my OB that sometimes babies are small and that's okay. Even though I was 143 pounds when I had Vinxent and I was 143 pounds when I had Quinn, Vinxent was still like well over 2 pounds smaller than my last baby. You can watch my pregnancy journey. I'll link the vlog in the description. So after we came home, the first 4 weeks was just normal stuff. He was a newborn, he ate well, he slept well, and he was growing on the curve. He was on the small end of the curve, but he was still following the curve, so everyone was happy with that. No red flags were alarmed. So I started noticing around 6 or 7 weeks that something seemed a little bit off about him. The thing specifically that I noticed was he didn't look at me when he was nursing. He had very poor eye contact, and if you were near him, he almost seemed to specifically be looking away. You could see his eyes going off to the side even though you were right there. He didn't coo or laugh or smile nearly as much as my other children did. He sleeps a lot, so much more than any of my other kids. Even though he had good muscle tone, it was like he was still kind of a floppy baby. Didn't consistently follow objects. He would follow them occasionally. He will look at you and he will smile and he will coo and he will laugh and he will track an object. It's just not as much as it should be. I mentioned all of those concerns to my doctor at his 2-month checkup. He was 2 months, 1 week old. That's when he referred me to the pediatrician. The pediatrician got back to me and we had an appointment for him at 2 months, 3 weeks old. And I guess that's where this vlog starts. Day 1, step number 1 to this journey that we're gonna go on. We're just heading off to the Kinsman Children's Center. I just got done with the pediatrician. Hi, I'm gonna come home right now. I'm waiting for a call from the hospital. We're gonna be staying in the hospital tonight because we have to meet with a bunch of specialists. She's not gonna send us to a bunch of different specialists 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there. We're getting fully admitted to the hospital and we're doing everything from head to toe. Blood work, imaging, all this stuff. Okay, so, and I get to stay with him. Mom, you have to come down. Me and Vinxent are gonna be admitted to the hospital. I told you something's wrong! So, just come here as quick as you can. What do you honestly think about all this?
There's not enough information to go one way or another on anything.
I feel like, and he's at this stage where he's not gone, but he's kind of missing. And I don't know when they find him what they're gonna tell me. We were admitted to the hospital at 3 o'clock. It's now 6:31. We went through a pretty long questioning process. The game plan for tonight is we're gonna start blood work. In the morning we're going to meet a whole bunch of people and do from head to toe. Jane went home to get me a blanket and a pillow because it sounds like we're going to be staying for a while. I don't know how long. So tomorrow's gonna be a long day of specialists. They said that they're gonna need enough more blood that he's gonna be able to give in one sitting. So they're gonna spread that out over the next couple of, she said, days. And that's where we're at. Hoping and praying that it's something we can work with. It's the next morning. We had a rough night. I got him prepped to do some more blood work. Are we gonna have a good morning today? Good morning today. Yes. Cool. Hi, sweetie. Yeah. You mama's brave boy. You can't be brave. I'll be here for you. I will. I'll be right beside you, okay? I was just gonna give everyone an update. It's now 1 o'clock and this guy is exhausted. So many visitors, I'm not even sure I'm gonna be able to list everyone that's been here so far. After his blood work, he had ECG to put the markers on his chest to listen to his heart. Found that he has a heart murmur, so they were looking a little bit more closely at that. Physical therapy come in. They did find he has a bit of a tightening in the one side of his head, which has manifested itself into a very slight phagocephaly. But those were all minor things that we could potentially work on with a little bit of physiotherapy. Met with the genetics team. I'm currently trying to get in contact with family to find out all their genetic history so we can map out a tree for the genetics and metabolics team. Has the same condition that Quinn has. He has a little bit of an anisocoria going on. After all of that stuff, this is the first time we haven't had somebody in and out since basically 6 this morning. It's 1 o'clock now. I should be napping, but listen, if you're watching this video, you're probably watching this video because you're going through something similar and you're gonna know, like I know, you're not gonna get any sleep. That's where we're at on this old dude. So yeah, it was a really big whirlwind. I don't even remember everybody that I saw, but I'm pretty sure we had like 7 different teams come through on top of, regular nurses and regular checks. And so I was just bombarded and overwhelmed and I didn't really vlog. We heard back about his blood work that has been done so far. They haven't found anything. We're waiting for eyes and ears, MRI, and an EEG. And when we're done all of those 4 things, then we can go home. What do you see? That's so fun. We just finished up a abdominal ultrasound. He did his EEG this morning. The neurologist came by to tell me that it looked normal. So he got a needle in both arms today. Then the mental health people came by to check on my mental health to see if I was going to
Go postal?
Yeah, go postal or not. We will be in again at least another day. There's a lot of metabolic work, blood work, that they're not going to get results back for a while. Some of it they have to ship all the way off to the States. What happened?
I lost my tooth. This one. We're on Messenger because Vinxent's in the hospital, so.
Wow! Let me see that. Let me see those cute teeth again. Oh my big boy. And then the pediatrician came in and she said that his heart, all of his heart stuff came back normal, and so that's all good. Abdominal ultrasound came back normal, but everything else has basically come back normal so far. Oh, that airplane's going again. Yes. So we've been in the hospital for so long that we've developed a routine almost. Basically every night after Shane's done work, he comes to the hospital and takes me out, and I go home and I put the little boys to bed, and then I come back and then Shane heads home. So just heading off home to go see the little boys and see how everyone's doing. Hospital number 2. They looked at his eyes and they said that everything looked good. She said that that didn't 100% mean that there isn't something wrong with his eyes, but currently from her examination, his eyes look pretty healthy. Okay, man, you ready to bust out of here? Here we go. See you later, hospital room. Bye.
Vincent!
Say hi, Vincy.
Why'd you close the door?
Did you miss him? It's Monday morning. We got out of the hospital on Wednesday night and we're heading back to the hospital. Vince's MRI is at 11:30. Got an audiology appointment at 3 o'clock. It's gonna be a big day. The last time he was allowed to eat was 7:30 this morning and I won't be able to nurse him until he comes to at whatever time that happens to be, like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm just really hoping that we can get him into his MRI without him getting too upset about not being able to eat, and that he handles the procedure well. So they just took him back. It's 12:19. Probably harder on me than him, but I'm a mom, so it still sucks. So now we've been home from the hospital for about 2 weeks. I received a call from my pediatrician yesterday. A summary of everything that went down while we were in the hospital was we did blood work for basic metabolics and genetics testing. We looked specifically for microdeletions and extra chromosomal abnormalities, and all of that blood work came back normal. ECG and an echo on his heart, which came back normal. EEG, which then came back normal. Test his ears. We did 2 separate audiology tests, one that was kind of the basic one and one that was more in depth with the electrodes on his head. It came back normal. We did an abdominal ultrasound, which came back normal. Got his eyes looked at, to which he said they looked normal and healthy. Infant MRI, which they put him under, and they put dye in so that they can really look specifically at his brain structures and function, and it also came back normal. And so basically at the end of the day, everything that we have currently tested for has come back normal. And so I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, okay, Vanessa, everything's come back normal, so that means he's normal, right? And unfortunately, I wish I could say yes, but it doesn't mean yes. It means that we just haven't figured it out yet. And so currently my pediatrician is working with the specialist to develop a plan for round 2 of testing that will be more in depth, or looking for things maybe that aren't necessarily more common. The bright side to all of this testing is we have at least been able to knock out some of the more heavier things out of the park. So that's really, comforting and good news for us. I guess this is not a video that has a beginning and an end. It's kind of like the first chapter for us.